like Kelsey Mitchell is in some serious hot water yet again. Guys.
Kelsey Mitchell's phrase, "We all we got, we all we need," spread quickly and got fans and analysts talking. The big question is, will she regret saying it, especially now that Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham's names are being pulled into the mix? Was Kelsey just trying to motivate her team, or did she say something that might actually harm their chemistry?
Here for the good, the bad, the ugly, and pretty much ever since the team been trashed. Now, ever since Caitlin has got to the team, ever since Caitlin has joined the team, the Indiana Fever has grown notoriety across the world. They is the hottest WNBA team in the country and pretty much one of the biggest teams in all of sports. With all of that being said, Kelsey Mitchell has been taking it upon herself to kind of say little things. And
Kelsey Mitchell has stuck with the Indiana Fever through the hardest times. She played during losing seasons, in arenas that were half empty, and when barely anyone cared about the team. For her loyalty and perseverance, Mitchell deserves a lot of respect. But here's the issue. Being the longest-serving player doesn't mean she can say whatever she wants without backlash. That's where the problem started. Mitchell repeated the phrase, "We all we got, we all we need." On the surface, it sounded like a typical locker room chant to fire up teammates. But context matters. And in this case, it was huge, because Mitchell admitted the mantra came after Caitlin Clark's injury.
Kelsey, one of your teammates said yesterday that you started saying in the huddles, we're all we got, we all we need.
Yeah, I said we all we got, we all we need, yeah.
How did that kind of come about? And do you remember when you started sharing that message?
Probably, it might have been after somebody got hurt. I won't even lie to you. It was early on. I think it was when CC got hurt, and I felt like it was deflating. It was hard for people to kind of see us and see our energy for what we brought to the table as a team. Hats off to CC for being a great teammate and having to go through so much with injury. But like the all we got, all we need was it's a staple to who we trying to be as a team and who we want our culture to be. We can't help the ones that's not here, which is unfortunate, but we can help who is and be present about that and not disrespect the game because, I would like to think that CC, Arie, Sid would want to play and be in our shoes. And so I think the all we got, all we need is just, it's kind of like a respect thing, but to put it in the air that we all we got and we all we need because.
Instead of rallying around her injured teammate and showing support for the future star of the franchise, Kelsey Mitchell's message came across differently. It sounded like she was saying, Clark's out, but we don't really need her. Maybe that's not what Kelsey meant, but that's how many fans took it. And once those words are out, they can't be taken back, no matter how much she tries to explain. People are even suggesting she was throwing shade at Caitlin Clark. And it doesn't help that members of Mitchell's family have taken shots at Clark before. That part is true. To be clear, Kelsey Mitchell is a great player. She's one of the most consistent scorers in the league and has earned her reputation as a pure bucket getter. But being a scorer and being a leader are two different things. Leadership means understanding the bigger picture, lifting up the whole team, and supporting everyone, especially when a star teammate like Clark goes down. When Mitchell said, "We all we need" right after Clark's injury, it felt less like team unity and more like pushing Clark aside. And that's when the instant regret started to sink in.
Caitlin Clark, but a lot of people is insinuating that. Now, we have seen time and time again, members of her family even take shots at Caitlin Clark. Now, those are...
Fans aren't letting this slide. Let's be honest, the Fever's rise in popularity, the sold-out games, the jump in TV ratings, and the jerseys flying off shelves have all happened because of Caitlin Clark. Like it or not, Clark has made the Fever a national story. Kelsey Mitchell can drop 28 points in a game, but unless someone checks the box score, it barely gets noticed. Meanwhile, Clark scores 15 points, hits a few clutch threes, and suddenly she's trending across social media. That's not a knock on Mitchell's talent. It's just how the business works. Instead of embracing Clark's impact, Mitchell's "we all we got, we all we need" comment came across as resentment. Fans heard it as, "We don't really need Clark." That's a dangerous perception because once people think you're jealous of a teammate, the narrative writes itself. We've seen this before. Sophie Cunningham has been branded the league's villain for years, called dirty, cocky, and worse. But Sophie leans into it. She owns her role, thrives in chaos, and never backs down. Mitchell, on the other hand, doesn't seem comfortable when the spotlight turns negative. Now, her words are pulling Sophie into the conversation, and comparisons are being made. The problem is, the Fever actually need both Mitchell and Clark to work together. This isn't about who gets more points or more attention, it's about balance. Mitchell's scoring plus Clark's playmaking could make them a dangerous duo. But every time Mitchell makes comments that sound like shade, it threatens that balance. The bigger issue? The Fever haven't dominated without Clark. If you're going to say, we don't need her, then you have to back it up by winning convincingly. Instead, they've been inconsistent, making Mitchell's words look even worse. Here's the truth. Without Clark, no one would even care about Mitchell's comments. With Clark, everything is magnified. That's the price of fame. If you're on her team, you're in the spotlight too.
Through all the ups and downs of this season, and I know you have bigger goals in mind, but the team ensured a 500 finish, back-to-back years doing that. I mean,
it's a big deal.
Right, given everything that this team has gone through this year, and the fact that you guys, I think, are one win away from securing a playoff spot, like, what did it take to kind of stay the course, and what does that mean to just at least get that one thing kind of checked off?
It's definitely a stepping stone in the right direction. I think considering where this organization has been and some of the great players that's come through it, we got to look at this, like I said, for a winning moment tonight. It doesn't happen a lot, and where we've been at, you guys know what it's been like the last couple of years here, and so to see the tables kind of turn, it works in our favor, and I think that we deserve it from a standpoint of we put the work in to be here, and so I like to think that you guys gonna keep sticking it with us too, because you guys deserve it. In order to capture good content and all that, you got to win, and so I think it goes together as far as both sides, but I think it's definitely important for us to kind of bask in it for a little bit, because I remember where
Mitchell probably thought the mantra was just motivational, but in the context of Clark's injury, it was seen as dismissive. She went from being a loyal veteran to looking like she was pushing aside the player who put the Fever back on the map. That's a tough look to recover from. Mitchell doesn't have to be best friends with Clark, but she does have to respect what Clark means to the team. Without Clark, the Fever are just another small market squad. With her, they're a national story. If Mitchell doesn't see that, she's missing the bigger picture. And here's the danger. Once fans think you're the jealous veteran, that label sticks. Every word, every game will be judged through that lens. Sophie Cunningham figured out how to turn negative energy into her brand. Mitchell hasn't. Unless she adjusts, regret will follow her every step of the way.